Good morning, dear students. As you all know that we are dealing with the topic, the unit digestive system. So, today's topic is saliva. Let's start with the introduction of saliva. So, the oral cavity is a moist environment. A film of fluid called saliva constantly coats its inner surfaces and occupies the space between the lining oral mucosa and teeth. Saliva is a complex fluid produced by the salivary glands whose important role is maintaining the well-being of mouth. That means the oral cavity is a moist environment. That means oral cavity means you can say your mouth has a moist environment, means a liquid medium, and this is because of the secretion of your saliva. And this saliva, it is present in between the lining of your oral mucosa and the teeth. And this saliva is produced by your salivary glands, whose main important role or important function is to maintain the well-being of your mouth. That means the overall maintenance of your mouth. This saliva provides the comfortable and the healthy environment to your mouth. Next, human saliva consists of organic and inorganic components and plays an essential role in mastication. That means your saliva, it is made up of, or the composition of saliva is the organic and inorganic components. This saliva contains organic and inorganic components that we will deal in the next topic. And this saliva plays an essential role in mastication. Mastication, that means to crush or to grind, or you can say chewing. In bolus formation, and this saliva also helps in the formation of bolus. Bolus, that means mixture of food and saliva, that is known as bolus. And this saliva act as a lubricant in swallowing. That means it also helps in the lubrication, means it provides a moisture to your food for the swallowing. For the easy swallowing, it provides, saliva provides moisture to your food. Next, it helps in speech production. The saliva also helps in your speech production and protecting the mucosal surfaces of the oral cavity from desiccation. That means the saliva also helps and protects your oral cavity, your mouth, from desiccation. Desiccation, that means dryness of mouth. So your saliva protects or prevents from the dryness of your mouth. Next we will deal with the definition of saliva. So according to Stedman's dictionary, saliva is a clear, tasteless, odorless, slightly acidic, viscous fluid consisting of secretions from the parotid, sublingual and submandibular salivary gland and the mucous glands of the oral cavity. That means, what is saliva? Saliva is a clear, tasteless, means it has no any taste. Odorless, that means smell. Odor means smell. So saliva, it does not has any smell, and it is slightly acidic. Its pH is around 6.8 and it is a viscous fluid, and it is secreted from the parotid, sublingual and submandibular salivary glands and mucous glands of your oral cavity. So next, the second definition is, according to Webster Medical Dictionary, the watery, tasteless liquid mixture of salivary and oral mucous glands secretion that lubricates the chewing food, wets the oral wall and contains the enzyme ptyalin, which function in the pre-digestion of starch. Means saliva is a watery, tasteless liquid, and it is a tasteless liquid and it is a mixture of a tasteless liquid, and it is secreted from your salivary and oral mucous glands, which helps to lubricate or provides the lubrication to the food, during the mastication. And it contains an enzyme ptyalin, and this ptyalin enzyme is important, or it plays an important role in the pre-digestion of starch. That means the digestion of starch starts from your mouth, and this digestion of starch is due to the saliva. This saliva helps in the digestion of your starch. It starts the digestion in your mouth. So I think you have understood the definition of saliva. So the next topic we will deal with the composition of saliva. So saliva is, as we have studied, saliva is made up of organic and inorganic components. So in the composition we will study major components of saliva are first mucus, and this mucus helps in, it serves as a lubricant, and second is amylase, and this amylase is an enzyme and it initiates the digestion of starch. Initiates the digestion of starch means it increases or it triggers the digestion of starch. Lingual lipase, it is also an enzyme and it helps or it begins in the digestion of fat. Next composition is electrolyte solution. Saliva has many electrolytes, mainly such as sodium, chloride, potassium and bicarbonate. It helps in the moistens the food. It provides or it helps in moistens the food. Next is protein and enzymes. Saliva also contains many proteins and enzymes which helps in the digestion of the food. Such proteins and enzymes are statecrins, proline-rich proteins, histatins, lysozymes, salivary peroxidase. And next composition is, next protein or enzyme is antimicrobial action. Next composition is antimicrobial action. That means saliva also contains some antimicrobial properties, means it helps to kill the microbes which enters through our mouth. So it also has an antimicrobial action or antimicrobial property. Next is the lubrication. As we have studied, the saliva provides the moisture or it lubricates the food or the mouth. So it also helps in the lubrication. Next, it has buffer capacity and remineralization. Buffer, that means the substances which helps in the maintenance of your pH balance of your body. And remineralization means the deposition of the minerals. Next is the regulation of salivary secretion. How the saliva or the salivary secretion is regulated. So first is afferent signals from sensory receptors in mouth. That means afferent means inwards or towards something. Afferent means inwards or towards something. Means afferent signals from sensory receptors in mouth. Means the signals which are generating from the nerves or sensory receptors are stimulated through the mouth, and that nerves which helps in the stimulation or the sensory receptors in mouth are trigeminal nerves, facial nerves and glossopharyngeal nerves. As we have already studied, these three nerves are the cranial nerves. Trigeminal nerves are the 5th cranial nerves, facial nerves are the 7th cranial nerves, and glossopharyngeal nerve is the 9th cranial nerves. All these three nerves helps in the regulation of the salivary secretion. And after that what happens, salivary nuclei in the medulla oblongata of brain. That means after getting the sensation or the impulses from these nerves, the salivary nuclei which is present in the medulla oblongata of brain gets triggered or gets initiated by these cranial nerves. After that what happens, the salivary nuclei in the medulla oblongata of brain. What happens in this? The parasympathetic nerve and sympathetic nerves are triggered, or parasympathetic or sympathetic nerves influence to increase or decrease the salivary secretions, and this parasympathetic and sympathetic nerve send messages to the salivary gland to secrete the saliva. As you all know that salivary gland secretes the saliva. So this parasympathetic and sympathetic nerves send message or impulse to the salivary gland to secrete the saliva according to the need of the body, to increase the secretion of saliva or to decrease the secretion of saliva, that is according to the need of your body. So I think you have understood the regulation of salivary secretion. Next we will see the functions of saliva. So what are the functions? First is digestion of polysaccharides. Means saliva helps in the digestion of polysaccharides. As you all know, you have studied in the nutrition, polysaccharide is a form of carbohydrate. It has a carbohydrate chain. It is a chain of monosaccharide units and linked with the glycosidic bond. So digestion of polysaccharides. Saliva helps in the digestion of polysaccharides. Means salivary amylase. Salivary amylase, that is an enzyme which is present in the saliva, acts on the polysaccharides. Examples of polysaccharides are like starch, dextrine, and to some extent on glycogen. This salivary amylase act on the polysaccharides like starch, dextrine, and to some extent on glycogen, and helps in the digestion of these polysaccharides. Next, but due to rapid ingestion of food, digestion of starch continues in the stomach. Because of the rapid ingestion of the food, it continues. Rapid ingestion of the food, the digestion of starches continues in the stomach. And next is the diluent. Next function is the diluent and cooling effect. In this, the saliva provides the cooling effect to your mouth as well as helps in the dilution of your food particles and digestion of your food. Saliva dilutes the effect of acidic solutions or spicy foods. This saliva helps to dilute the spicy foods which you eat. And next is hot foods and drinks may be cooled in the mouth before they are swallowed. That means saliva helps in the cooling of the hot liquids or the hot foods which you eat. To that foods, this saliva helps to cool the foods before you are swallowing. And the next function is the enzyme lysozyme of saliva kills some bacteria such as Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Brucella. That means in the saliva, lysozyme enzyme is present, and this lysozyme enzyme helps to kill the bacteria like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, and Brucella, which can enter in your mouth. Next is the proline rich proteins and lactoferrin present in saliva possesses antimicrobial property. These proteins also protect the teeth by stimulating enamel formation. Next function is the proline rich proteins and lactoferrin. These are present in your saliva, and it helps to kill the microbes. So it has an antimicrobial property, and these protein also protect your teeth by stimulating enamel formation. That means remineralization. This enamel formation, enamel, as you all know, enamel is the hardest substance of your body. This enamel is the outermost layer of your teeth. So this proteins, proline rich proteins and lactoferrin. This helps to protect your teeth by stimulating enamel formation, that means remineralization of your teeth. Next, saliva also contains secretory immunoglobulin, that is IgA, which has antibacterial and antiviral actions. That means saliva also has some immunoglobulin. The main immunoglobulin it secrete is IgA, and this immunoglobulin has an antibacterial and antiviral actions. It helps to kill the bacteria as well as the viruses. Next function is mucin present in the saliva protects the mouth by lubricating the mucous membrane of the mouth. That means mucin which is present in your saliva, which provides a lubrication, which provides a moisture to your mucous membrane of your mouth, and this prevent your mouth from any of the injuries during mastication of your food or during swallowing of your food. So this saliva protects your mouth and provide moisture or lubrication to your mucous membrane of the mouth and protect from any injury during the swallowing or mastication of your food. So this is the topic. So I have dealt with the topic saliva. I think you have understood this. You can write the notes, and you have any doubt then you can ask me. Thank you. Consisting